I work in healthcare, so we're short-staffed in our department.
Barb Goodwin and her husband Michael say the province is in a healthcare crisis. Premier-designate Tim Houston campaigned on that message with a laser focus.
I think he struck a chord with the voters about health care.
The PC's promised to run a deficit to finally fix the system. It's a message that paid off with a majority win.
Well, a lot of times the new government comes in and says, gee, we didn't know it was so bad. No, we've been up front. It is bad. It's going to take money.
Ian Rankin tried to parlay the incumbent Liberals' successful pandemic record into a third consecutive mandate.
The Conservatives had the health care, the NDP had affordable housing, and I feel like Rankin didn't really pick like a policy to campaign on, honestly.
It really seemed like Rankin's campaign kind of kept running out of energy. Houston's kept building up steam.
With another election campaign now underway, federal party leaders were watching closely.
What we saw in this election was a liberal government that called an election hoping to find a majority that was surprised to lose that entirely.
It's a sign of a couple of things. Canadians are demanding leadership and a plan for the future. And governments, incumbents, can't just have elections at their own convenience for their own self-interest.
I think if there's a lesson, it's that campaigns matter.
Experts caution against drawing a parallel between the two races.
I don't see necessarily any bounds for O'Toole out of this. I think this is a Nova Scotia specific situation.
Okay, and Chris, part of that situation, so to speak, is that the Nova Scotia PCs are not like the federal Conservatives.
Yes, and throughout the campaign, Houston distanced himself from the federal Conservatives and stressed that he's a progressive Conservative and a red Tory. In fact, his campaign platform was to the left of the Liberals, and it promised much more spending. So for politicians of all stripes who are trying to spin a parallel between the Nova Scotia election and the federal one, this one is proof that no matter how far ahead they are in the polls, that no lead is a safe lead, and that it's the ground game during the campaign that could be the deciding factor on election night.
Okay, Chris, thanks very much.
You're welcome.